Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the Tuesday NBA slate. We have 4 games tonight only, so a nice small slate. We got some news out of Milwaukee. No Chris Middleton today, so that's going to open up some value. We have some value in Golden State without Steph Curry, so let's go ahead and get into it. As always, if you enjoy the videos, appreciate it for the like button, subscribe. If you haven't already, you can check out all the socials in the description. Needed a Luka to play a lot better yesterday. He just was invisible in the first half. So that was disappointing given how good of a matchup it is. But move ahead. Look, tonight is not going to stop me from paying up for another superstar today. Still, we'll get to Giannis. Just without Chris Middleton, he looks to be one of the best on the slate. Looking at the point guard picks today, we have Trae Young. He's 10-4 going up against the Knicks. We know Trae Young and Madison Square Garden. The Knicks fans here have some history going back to the playoffs last year. So Trae Young should be fired up for this one. He's been playing great ball this year, shooting at a pretty good clip. For shooting almost 40% from three, taking 503 shots is pretty impressive. And recently he's been solid, over 40%, averaging 30 points in his last 5 games. So he's really picked up the slack here after they got off to a cold start, and they're still fighting for playoffs. They're like in the 10th seed right now, so they still need to win games. You have Jrue Holiday at $7,800. He's going to look like a very good option in the mid-range today, just without Chris Middleton. More usage for Jrue Holiday, more usage for Giannis, obviously, some of these other guys. But Holiday's price tag is reasonable, not having Chris Middleton next to him. RJ Barrett is 76. He's been playing pretty solid this year, just been consistent with the scoring. The rebounds are there, the assist, a couple of assists a game. It's not going to hurt. He's fine, but he's behind Jrue Holiday for me, and I think he's probably behind Jordan Poole as well, who's $7,400. He's going to be starting at point guard without Steph Curry. Going to get a lot more usage. They have Draymond back, but Draymond's still not playing full minutes, so it's basically just Poole. Wiggins has a Q tag, but he's not going to take and force a lot of shots. It's going to be Poole and Klay Thompson, but Thompson is priced over $8,000, so I prefer getting to Jordan Poole, who's going to do most of the ball handling as well as take 20-plus shots. Other option in 7K range is Reggie Jackson, but he's also behind those other guys that I mentioned. He gives you upside in the 40s. They got pulled. All the starters didn't play. Well, I think 3 or 4 of the starters didn't play in the second half against Utah because they were down big. Jackson been playing well, but not the easiest matchup going into Denver. So I prefer Poole, I prefer Holiday, and then I would probably look to Barrett then Jackson. 6K range of Cole Anthony, but he's not on my priority list. He's at a good value. But they have even without Jalen Suggs, they still run a deep rotation. They have a lot of guys that can contribute. Bad shooting game from Cole Anthony. It was a super low-scoring game against OKC, so you can kind of chalk that one up. He's been hitting value before that, even though his shot's not always falling. Gets you some assists, gets you some rebounds. So he does give you a pretty good floor, so I don't mind. If you wanted to take a shot, he's the only guy in the 6K range at point guard. In the 5K range, you like Burks and maybe Bones Highland as a GPP play, but nobody that I'm going to be looking to get to much. In the 4K range, we have a couple of good options here. Caruso is your best option at 41. He started at point guard. They shifted DeSumo to the bench, so more minutes for Caruso. He played 32. Wasn't great, only 2 of 7. Only gave you 22 fantasy points, but if you're giving him 30-plus minutes on a consistent basis against Milwaukee, team that plays fast and they give up a lot of threes, should be one that Caruso can hit value. He's still contributing with the assists, and he's going to take a couple of shots. So 3 point guards I really like: Jrue Holiday, Alex Caruso, Jordan Poole. At the shooting guard position, Zach LaVine looks good at his price, $75. You only have 2 spend-ups here, LaVine and Thompson, so you can go with the value if you wanted to. 5K range, Will Barton is pretty affordable at $51. The 4K range, you have Amir Coffey. Grayson Allen is going to get more minutes without Chris Middleton. And then in the 3K range, you're going to have Matthews will get some more minutes. And then Payne is back, but we'll see how many minutes he plays. He's missed about 7 or 8 games. Over at small forward, Giannis looks to be the best pay up here. It's only Giannis and Jokic as your main pay ups on this slate. I slightly prefer Giannis, just not having Chris Middleton there. Other options, want to go with a 5K range play here. Morris, before he got benched in the second half, he was playing well in the previous games, 41, 43, 22 game, but he only played 24 minutes in that one. then 48. So he was shooting the ball pretty well and getting some peripherals with rebounds and assists. This price tag is really reasonable for a guy that does give you 40-point upside on a 4-gamer. So Morris would be my favorite. Then I'd look to Wagner behind Morris just because doesn't have as much upside when there's just so many bodies on the Orlando Magic team. In the 4K range, you have Okiki, comes off the bench, but he sometimes plays starter level minutes, like last game he got up to 31 coming off the bench, gets you rebounds, can get you some defensive stats, can maybe hit some threes. And then Connaughton looks to be a great value at 37. He's going to be starting. Most likely will be starting in place of Chris Middleton. He's also coming off of a long absence. He did play one game where he got 20 minutes, so that's his second game back. A couple of days off for him, so should be good to go. I don't think they'll limit him too much, even if he just gets like 25 plus minutes. Should be able to hit value at this price tag. And then that frees me up to play Giannis at the 4 position. Other option would be Julius Randle. Wendell Carter's been playing great, but 84 is a big price tag. I think the Bulls might be regretting trading him because Carter's been producing at a great clip, even outproducing Vooch most of the year. But you have DeRozan only 200 more, so you probably can go DeRozan instead. Or go with some value here with Bobby Portis at 66. You can go down to Morris at 56. And then 46 for Covington, just because there's like no good options really at center for a guy that, depending on how the game goes, will play anywhere from like 20 to 30 plus minutes. He mostly gets the backup run from Batum. Sometimes we'll get the backup run from Morris as well. So the fact that he's center eligible makes him slightly appealing, just because if we take a look at center, it's not too many good options here besides all the way at the top. But I don't mind getting to Wagner. Also, you can play him at center at 4K. He gets around like 20 minutes or so. Some of these games he got extra minutes because Carter was out, but typically can produce if he's playing like anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. And then Patrick Williams did get some minutes yesterday, but it's a back-to-back after missing so much time. Wouldn't expect him to get any minutes today. If not, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets ruled out today. If not, only get a handful of minutes. So over at center, you have Jokic. Looks great if you wanted to pay up for him instead of Giannis. But other options, Carter looks good, but he's pretty expensive at 84. Vooch, it's going to be tough to pay up for all these guys. You're going to have to go with 2 guys. You can make it work at 36. But if you want to go right here at 4,000 or 46 for Covington. Brook Lopez is back, 44. Now, that's pretty affordable for Lopez. He's still a bit risky just because the minutes aren't going to really be there. But he'll probably get similar minutes to wouldn't be surprised if he gets similar minutes to Covington or Batum. Then you have some backups that you can look to with Cousins and Wagner and Okongwu. So center, it's a bit tough today. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do. Probably looking at like Covington right now or Brook Lopez. But I'll go ahead and plug in the utility for another point guard that I like. Another value, and that's Monty Morris going up against the Clippers at home. Just a good price tag, 46. He plays in a good minutes, depending on how well Bones Highland is playing and if the game is close. But in a close game, if he's playing well, can get over 30 minutes, up to like 34. It's a good matchup against the Clippers. He's done well against them, averaging 32 in 3 meetings. And the price tag has kind of come down a bit, and he does give you upside. He was like mid 5K recently. About a week ago, he's down to just mid 4K. The matchup is solid. The price tag is good. I think he looks like one of the better options in the 4K range. And that's about it. Still leaves you with over 5K. Plugging in some solid options. Holiday, Poole, Giannis, and then throwing in value with Caruso, Connaughton, and Monty Morris. So that's the first look on DraftKings. Let's go over to FanDuel. All right, on FanDuel, point guard picks. Trae Young has 10-2. Looks fine, but I'm still looking to prioritize Drew Holiday without Chris Middleton at 81. Other options would be Jordan Poole at 74. You can make a case for Cole Anthony at 57. 4K range, Monty Morris at 48. And then you have Caruso down at 4,000. Another good value. And then even Hampton looks okay, starting in place of Suggs. At shooting guard, DeRozan's price tag has come way down. He was like over 10K at one point, but he's down to 78. His price tag looks appealing. Similar to Levine, but I might prefer DeRozan for 400 more. But you can also go with some other option with Jordan Poole at 74. Klay Thompson is $1,100 cheaper than his DraftKings tag. Cole Anthony, pretty affordable at 57. But I'm going to go ahead and put in $4,000 for Alex Caruso, just starting at point guard once again. gives you a lot of upside for that sort of price tag. Small forward, I love Giannis. He's only 11-2 on FanDuel. Other options are definitely DeRozan at his price. Barrett looks fine at 72, but you also have a ton of value here. I'm not looking at Covington at 6K. It looks better on DraftKings by far. But Morris at 58, Wagner at 56, and then the 4K range, you have a ton of good options here with, Gallo looks okay at 48, but going below like 45, you have Connaughton right at 45. Will Barton is only 44. Even like Coffee is fine at 42, but really Barton and Connaughton are the two favorites, or my two favorites at the 4K price tag. Power forward is where I'll plug in Giannis. Like the price tag on Julius Randle. Carter is also pretty affordable at 73. If not, I'm going down to like Morris at 58. He's even cheaper than Covington, so definitely like Morris over Covington and a lot of these other guys. In the 5K range, Portis 56 looks good, even though he's kind of cooled off recently, and having Brook Lopez back will take away some of his minutes, but still fine. And then 45 for Gordon looks good. 45 for Okiki. Prefer Gordon over to Okiki, but both are reasonable. And then center is a bit different on FanDuel, just because Jokic still always looks good at 11.5, but you have Randall looks amazing. You have Vooch, who's only down to $6,900, only $200 more than Capella. And Capella is still in play because there's no Collins, but Vooch, Carter, Randall, Jokic, you have four good options to pay up for. Four guys that are really affordable. I'm probably going to be looking to get to one of those guys. If not, you can maybe punt with like a Mo Bamba, even though it's a little bit risky, but he's still affordable at 47. But I definitely like the price tag on Vooch at 69. Going with these five leaves you with a reasonable 63.50 left. Plug in another superstar. We got a lot of other good value here. So that's about it. Feel pretty good about this initial 5 on FanDuel. I like the DraftKings 6. So hopefully we don't get too much news that changes it too much. But thanks for watching. Best of luck tonight, and I will see you all next time.